And that cedar component creates its own little microclimate. So you get to see a lot of moss on rocks, and it really makes the place magical to discover.
The John Arthur Woolen Preserve is 43,000 feet of rocky shoreline in between Cedarville and Detour. At the edge of a coniferous forest, the shoreline is built on what's called alvar, a rare limestone pavement that's found on only a few places on Earth. The space was dedicated in 2013 and is filled with massive boulders, beautiful blooming flowers, and countless unique plants and animals.
We have a lot of rare, threatened and endangered species in this area. The most exciting ones that you're going to be seeing today and now is our orchid population. A lot of our orchids are in bloom now. There's also a large amount of migratory birds that come through, as well as ferns. There's some ferns that are fairly rare within the state. And really all of these are kind of on the landscape in this area because of that meshing of that northern boreal forest and that southern hardwood forest kind of mixing and meeting, as well as that alvar, that underlying bedrock pavement, which all kind of together swirl into this really amazing area that supports so much life and diversity.
The Nature Conservancy is dedicated to keeping a close watch on this beautiful space, which recently became social media famous, something that has created a bit of chaos.
The biggest threats that we're facing and challenges that we're facing here at this place right now is actually on the people front. You know, people loving to get out and discover nature is like the best thing, but we also need to take care of the places where we're going. We need to follow leave no trace ethics and really pack in, pack it out. You know, there aren't trailhead amenities at these places. So it's really about taking care of these places through being aware of what you're bringing in, what you're doing, staying on the trails.
The Conservancy uses trail counters, brush stations, and offers maps and other guides online, all in an effort to protect wildlife and keep these areas beautiful.
I've seen wolf scat on the property, so there is a wolf population here. There's the chipmunk. The other unique thing about this is it is a birding trail. So for those birders out there, this is an amazing place to come birding. I've heard probably 5 or 6 species just standing here. So.
As for the Narnia nickname, that comes from a nearby camp, with a tradition that comes from hiking to an old lamppost on the property. Something featured in the famous Chronicles of Narnia series by British author C.S. Lewis, where children are transported to a land of magic, mystical beasts, and talking animals. But this real-life trail, it's the perfect place for someone longing for a sense of discovery.
I appreciate it in that people want to get here and see it. But we are seeing the impacts of it ecologically through trail widening, through more people coming here. We've seen a little bit of degradation. We've seen some degradation in the moss on the rocks and people climbing the rocks. So we'd really like people to stay on trails. You know, campfires, we've noticed an increase in campfire rings that we break up. Just being aware of your surroundings, knowing the rules of the places before you go is always helpful.